South Korea's fertility crisis has been on every news channel for 5 years. Japan's has been a documentary topic since the 90s. Thailand quietly dropped to 0.78 children per woman, lower than both of them, and the global response was roughly the same as Thailand's own response, nothing. Just 72 million people collectively deciding that dogs are easier. Retirement doesn't exist anyway, and whatever happens next is someone else's problem.
I missed the part where that's my problem.
Except there won't be someone else. That's the whole point. In 2019, Thailand gained 100,000 people, 600,000 births, 500,000 deaths. Normal country stuff, the kind of demographic report that makes an economist nod once and close the tab. In 2025, Thailand lost 143,000 people, 416,000 births against 560,000 deaths. And the line isn't flattening, it's steepening. Cheongguk province, which has over 300,000 residents, is now recording about 60 births per month. If you are wondering what 60 births a month means for a province that size, it means the maternity ward has more staff than patients. And the math stops being economics and starts being a countdown. Now the actual number depends on who you ask. The Thai government's official figure is 1.0. The World Bank, using older data, says something closer to 1.2. And if you're wondering which one is right, you've identified the least important part of this story. When the national debate is whether your country is the first, second, or third fastest at going extinct, the decimal points doesn't matter. Honestly, you're arguing about the seating arrangement on a bus that already drove off a cliff. South Korea has been the poster child of demographic doom for a full decade, with documentaries and panel discussions and Netflix probably greenlighting a K-drama about it. Thailand stole the crown while being 6 times poorer and somehow caring 6 times less. Korea's extinction gets a media tour. Thailand's barely gets a tweet. The Thai internet responded with the urgency of someone being told their gym membership auto-renewed. By the way, did you know the best way to save your country's numbers is to have everyone to subscribe to Rice Degree? I'm just saying. Hai men job the run rao. Let it end with our generation, if I pronounce it correctly. This phrase started in 2020. Thailand's pro-democracy youth movement, the Free Youth Protesters, used it at rallies against military rule. The message was blunt: stop passing coups, corruption, and constitutional rewrites to the next generation. Thousands of students at Democracy Monument, fists up, chanting it like a war cry. 4 years later, the same phrase shows up under every fertility rate post, except now, it's a shrug. The political rage fermented into something quieter, and honestly more permanent. Young Thais stopped yelling at the government to fix things and started just opting out of the future entirely. The hashtag went from burn it down to let it burn out on its own. I'll be in Fukuoka. Every other declining Asian country has branded its own version of this. Korea has the 4B movement: no dating, no sex, no marriage, no children. China has Tangping, lying flat, an economic protest. You refuse to participate in the 996 grind. Japan has herbivore men, Soshokukei, who have simply lost interest in pursuing women or ambition, withdrawing so quietly that researchers needed a new word for it. Thailand's version is none of these. Just a guy scrolling past a news article about national population collapse, typing 5 words and a smiley face, and opening a new tab to check flights to Osaka. If Korea's 4B is a protest, and China's lying flat is a strike, Thailand's Hey Man Job Thi Run Rao is just a vibe. A nationwide collective shrug dressed in a Hawaiian shirt. And that might be the most dangerous version, because you can negotiate with anger. You can throw money at economic despair. You cannot negotiate with a population that has genuinely, sincerely, peacefully decided it doesn't care. The land of smiles is smiling its way to the exit, and there isn't even a door to block. From a country with expensive healthcare, what I'm about to tell you will sound insane for 2 different reasons. 1. Private health insurance in Thailand can refuse to cover a pregnant woman. Not just pregnancy-related costs, anything. You're pregnant and you get a sinus infection, your insurer can look at you, look at your nose, look at your belly, and decide that your nasal cavity is somehow your uterus's problem. That is real. That is a policy that exists in the 3rd largest economy in Southeast Asia. 2. In practice, a gold card visit means spending half your day in a waiting room that smells like floor cleaner and resignation, surrounded by other people who also technically have free healthcare and are also technically losing the will to use it. So private insurance is fast, but won't touch you if you're pregnant. Public insurance covers everything but extracts your soul through the medium of fluorescent lighting and 4-hour waits. And somewhere in the gap between those 2 sentences, a generation of women did the math and decided a Pomeranian was less hassle. But the healthcare thing is only the symptom. The cause is that every single part of Thailand's support structure was designed by a committee that assumed some other committee would handle the hard parts. The government pension for elderly Thais starts at 600 baht a month. When you turn $17 a month, in a country where, depending on which report you trust, the top 1% holds somewhere between 1/3 and 2/3 of national wealth, making it one of the most unequal countries on earth by any any measure. For context, in the US, not exactly a beacon of equality, the top 1% holds about 31. Drive through Bangkok and you'll see it laid out in real time. A Lamborghini waiting at a red light next to a Honda. Click carrying 4 school children, a grandmother, and at least 1 bag of groceries. That's technically a safety violation. Pregnant women weren't the ones the system forgot. It forgot everyone who isn't already rich. Pregnancy was just the part that showed up in the data first. Thailand's reproduction crisis has a class structure, and it looks like a barbell. I'll show you what each part looks like. On one side, teenagers, girls between 14 and 21 having children they didn't plan, raised by grandparents, aunts, older siblings, anyone in the family with a free pair of hands and a tolerance for sleep deprivation. Birth control wasn't the decision that got skipped. It was the decision that never entered the room, because the basic awareness that these things exist, and you should probably use them, simply wasn't there. On the other side, the educated. Tech workers pulling 90,000 baht a month, who ran the numbers on raising a child in Bangkok, and concluded that a round-trip ticket to Japan was a better investment. Their apartment is 30 square meters. Their Instagram is full of restaurants. Their one non-negotiable companion is a small dog with a wardrobe that costs more than the government pension their parents are living on. And somewhere in the vast, silent middle, people who could afford 1 kid but would have to give up everything else. These are the people who look at the barbell and choose neither side. If you've seen this pattern before, you have. This is happening in every developed country. The difference is that most developed countries got rich first. They built pensions and childcare systems and parental leave before the birth rate fell off a cliff. Thailand is watching the same cliff approach at the same speed, with a government pension of $17 and a prayer. I'd like to pretend this is a uniquely Thai phenomenon. It isn't. I know people who did exactly this math in exactly this way. You probably do too. The only thing Thai about it is that they're more honest about the conclusion. In 1970, Thailand and the Philippines had roughly the same population, around 36-37 million each, but then their paths split. Thailand launched an aggressive family planning campaign. Condoms were distributed by the millions. Contraception became accessible. Economists called it a masterclass in development policy. The birth rate dropped, the economy grew, and Thailand became the poster child for how smart population management leads to prosperity. The Philippines, deeply Catholic, did none of this. The birth rate stayed high. The population ballooned. Fast forward 50 years. Thailand has 72 million people and a shrinking economy that's grinding to a halt. The Philippines has 117 million people and a GDP growth rate that's about to overtake Thailand's. The country that planned it is dying. The country that didn't is thriving. This does make me think about another country with a similar approach. Let me know in the comments which country I'm talking about. Now, this is not a clean morality tale. The Philippines has its own crisis brewing. Birth rate just dropped to 1.7. A record low, and Filipinos on social media are starting to panic with the same energy Thais displayed 3 years ago. But the irony stands. Thailand's greatest economic achievement, the thing the World Bank literally praised them for, is now the thing that's burying them. It's the kind of twist that if you wrote it into a screenplay, the producer would say 2 on the nose. Almost every province in Thailand is experiencing catastrophic birth rate decline, except the conservative Muslim ones in the deep south. The provinces most associated with separatist insurgency and security checkpoints are the only ones where birth rates are holding steady. Yala has even recorded a fertility rate above replacement, while the national average is collapsing toward 1. The same pattern repeats everywhere. In the United States, evangelical and Amish communities have fertility rates that would have been normal in the 1950s, while the national average craters. Across Europe, the communities with the highest birth rates are, almost without exception, the most religious and the most conservative. Biology does not care about your ideology. The cultures that still consider children a religious duty are the ones still having them. The cultures that gave individuals the choice, which is by most measures the correct and humane thing to do, are watching those individuals choose Netflix, a small dog, and a flight to somewhere with better coffee. But is there any hope left? The World Health Organization projects that Southeast Asia's population aged 60 and above will jump from 12.2% in 2024 to 22.9% by 2050. Thailand's will hit 30% by 2040. Japan did this and survived, is the obvious response. And it's also missing the part that matters. Japan got rich first. Japan built Toyota and Sony and an industrial base that could afford to put robots in nursing homes and still have money left over for the pension system. Korea got rich first. Korea built Samsung and Hyundai and a tech economy that generates enough tax revenue to at least pretend a social safety net exists. Thailand is getting old before it gets rich. There is no Thai Toyota. There is no Thai Samsung. The pension is $17. The plan is, as far as anyone can tell, hope. The only difference between Thailand and everywhere else is that Thailand isn't pretending it's fixable. They already wrote the hashtag 5 words with no exclamation point. With that mindset, they will just let it end with their generation.
I missed the part where that's my problem.